Guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm really excited to give you guys a tour of our very quick office we did in 3 days and for about $500. So follow me, follow me, follow me. It's kind of weird. Follow me. Let's check this baby out. This space here was absolutely nothing. It was a hoarding corner, there was stuff everywhere, it was a mess, and so this is why we thought this corner would make a really great office space. So one of my absolute favorite things that we did in the 3 days is use materials that we already had. So besides the framing and the OSB, every single thing in this office, as you will see when we go in, is salvaged or items that we already had. A great example is this old window and this old door we had in our stash. This is why it is so important to me when we are restoring a house to save everything. Enough of my ramblings. Why don't we head on in? Door locked to keep dirty, muddy pigs out.
Excuse me?
All right, one of the most important things we did in here in the 3 days is air conditioning. This summer has been brutal. We've had many days in the upper 90s, some days over 100, and lots of humidity. So it was really essential, and it was really important to make sure we are comfortable in our space. Normally, I am not a fan of chippy patina. I'm more in the business of restoring something back to how it would have been originally. I think something restored and perfect would just look a little bit odd. So we opted to not finish out the walls, and the reason we did this was number one, to save money, keep the costs down, and number two, because it is a shop space, we didn't see it as necessary to finish out the walls in here. So I convinced Chris.
All of a sudden with this, I feel like I can do karate. It's weird.
Why don't we paint everything to just give it a little bit more of a finished look? And so that's what we ended up doing. Just a quick coat of paint, nothing too fancy in here, but it just gives it a more clean, finished feel. Now, a lot of our big items in here, like our desk and this, what the f is this called? And the storage cabinet, Chris actually made about 15 years ago. You can tell by the light wood. But again, it's items that we already had. We didn't have to spend any money. Eventually, I might restain these into a darker stain, but for now, they fit the space really well. And what we really need right now, and especially with starting another business, is we need storage and we need function. This actually is my favorite little nook in our office, starting with this cute little mid-century chair that I found. I think I got this chair for like 15 bucks a few years ago. I threw a cute little throw on it and a pillow. And then, most importantly, this has become a great little area to display things that Chris and I are working on, old articles from other projects we've done, and things we're going to be working on in the future. One of my absolute favorite things in this room is this old cabinet. We were given this cabinet for free in the hopes that we would do something with it. I did a light scraping on it so that we don't have any lead paint issues, and then I clear coated it with a clear lacquer over the top. And what we ended up doing is just leaving the patina, strengthening it up by adding screws and nails where needed. We've left a couple things on the left-hand side. You can see that we're missing a door, and we're just leaving it exactly as is. So I know on Instagram, and I know on YouTube, and I know in the design world, there's some really fancy, amazing offices. For us, that's not what we needed. We didn't need fancy, we didn't need amazing, we didn't need jaw-dropping. What we need was fast and functional. And so I'm super thrilled with how this space turned out in 3 days for $500. Using recycled items we already had. It's functional, it's cozy, and most importantly, if an animal walks in here a little bit muddy, it's not the end of the world.
Perfect. I'm coming.